All right, let's unwrap one of the most iconic stories ever told. Charles Dickens's masterpiece, A Christmas Carol. It's a tale of ghosts, redemption, and, of course, the true meaning of Christmas.
And it all kicks off with these two little words. I mean, you hear bah humbug and you instantly know who we're talking about, right? It's the signature line of Ebenezer Scrooge, a guy whose name has literally become the definition of a grumpy, greedy miser.
So here's how we're going to break down his incredible journey. We'll start with the man himself, then dig into the ghostly warning he receives. After that, we'll follow his wild trip through time, witness his amazing transformation, and finish up by asking what it all means for us today. Okay, let's dive right in and meet the man of the hour. Before all the ghosts show up and things get crazy, there's just Scrooge, a character completely defined by his coldness and his greed.
You know, Dickens doesn't just tell us Scrooge is a mean guy, he really shows us. Just look at this language. Squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping. You can almost feel how tight-fisted he is. And describing him as solitary as an oyster? That's perfect. He's completely sealed himself off from the world, and he literally carries a chill with him wherever he goes.
And his thoughts on Christmas? Well, he makes them crystal clear. This is his actual response when his cheerful nephew wishes him a Merry Christmas. For Scrooge, the holiday is just a humbug, a time you have to pay people for doing no work. He's totally cut himself off from any kind of joy or human connection.
But here's the thing. This story is so much more than just about one grumpy old man. Dickens had a much bigger point to make, and he gets it started with the arrival of a ghost, the very thing that kicks off this whole wild ride.
What's really fascinating is that Dickens himself tells us exactly what he's up to right in the preface of the book. He's not just trying to tell a spooky story. He wants to, in his words, raise the ghost of an idea. So what in the world is that idea?
That idea was basically a direct challenge to the way his society ignored the poor. Scrooge is the perfect embodiment of this attitude. When the charity collectors ask for a donation, he snaps back. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? He sees the poor not as people, but as a problem to be locked away. Dickens is holding up Scrooge as a mirror to society and saying, hey, look, this is what you sound like.
The first supernatural warning comes from Scrooge's old business partner, Jacob Marley, and the way he appears is such a powerful metaphor. He's dragging this heavy chain that he built himself, link by link, out of cash boxes, keys, and ledgers. The very things he valued in life are now his punishment in death. It's a terrifying preview of what's waiting for Scrooge.
Now, Marley's visit is really just the setup. He's there to tell Scrooge that 3 more spirits are coming to haunt him. This is his one and only chance to change his fate and escape those chains.
First up is the Ghost of Christmas Past. This spirit takes Scrooge on a trip down a not-so-happy memory lane. He has to rewatch his lonely childhood at boarding school and, maybe most painfully, the moment he let his fiancée, Belle, walk out of his life because he had grown to love money more than he loved her. One of the most revealing stops is the Christmas party thrown by his old boss, Mr. Fezziwig. The place is just buzzing with joy, generosity, and community, and the contrast is just stark. Fezziwig's business created happiness, while Scrooge's creates misery. It forces Scrooge to realize that you don't have to be cruel to be successful.
All right, next up, the Ghost of Christmas Present. This guy is a huge, joyful spirit who takes Scrooge around to see all the Christmas celebrations happening right now, all the stuff he's been sneering at.
This is where things get really personal. The ghost shows him the home of his clerk, Bob Cratchit, where he sees their little boy, Tiny Tim, who is very sick. Scrooge actually feels a pang of concern and asks if Tim will live, and the ghost just throws Scrooge's own words right back in his face. It's a gut punch. For the first time, Scrooge sees that his cruel ideas about the surplus population apply to a real, innocent child, and he's ashamed. The final ghost is straight up terrifying. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is this silent, hooded figure. It doesn't talk, it just points, showing Scrooge the dark shadows of a future that could happen if he doesn't change his ways. And that future is bleak. I mean, really bleak. He sees businessmen talking about his death like it's no big deal. He watches thieves steal his belongings right off his deathbed. The only emotion anyone feels about his death is relief. No one cares. No one more. The final, devastating blow comes when the spirit leads him to a lonely, overgrown graveyard. It points to a single neglected tombstone, and when Scrooge finally gets the courage to look, he reads his own name. That is the moment that finally completely breaks him. But right after that absolute terror comes one of the most joyful scenes in all of literature. Scrooge wakes up. He's in his own bed. It's Christmas morning, and he realizes he's been given a second chance.
And he does not waste a single second. He immediately buys the biggest priced turkey in the shop and sends it to the Cratchit family. He runs into the charity collectors from the day before and makes a huge donation. He actually shows up at his nephew's for Christmas dinner. And the next day, he gives Bob Cratchit a raise. He puts his new spirit into action right away. The transformation is total. You can feel the weight just lifted off of him. He is giddy with joy, he's been reborn, and he finally understands how to keep Christmas in his heart all year long. So, why do we still tell this story, almost 200 years later? What's the takeaway for us, right here, right now?
Well, the lessons are just timeless. First and foremost, it's never too late to change. It also teaches us that empathy is a choice. You can see people as just a surplus population, or you can see the humanity in them, like Tiny Tim. And maybe the biggest lesson is that our choices, our actions, are what define us. They're the chains we forge in life. At the end of the day, all the money in the world means absolutely nothing without people to share it with.
This line from Marley's Ghost just brings it all home. He finally realizes his true business in life wasn't about making money. It was about mankind. Charity, mercy, kindness. That was his real job. That is Dickens's ghost of an idea in a nutshell. We have a responsibility to care for each other. And so the story leaves every single one of us with a really powerful question. It's the same one Dickens was asking his readers back in 1843, and it's just as important today. When it's all said and done, what will be your business?